other than that, all those Belgian players are available if needed. Can these all-American heroes take the United States into the last 8? Or will Belgium's Brazilian adventure take them one step closer to Rio? This Belgian defence has been very tight in the tournament so far. It has only conceded 1 goal, and that was the penalty against Algeria in the very first game. The United States somehow have to find a way through. Here's DeMarcus Beasley pushing it forward as the United States try to build with Bedoya. De Bruyne. Here's Origi with an early chance. And the outstretched boot of Tim Howard comes to the United States rescue. Furious with his defenders. But an early moment to settle here for Divock Origi. Almost getting a goal in the opening moments in his first start of this World Cup. It's Mertens with the corner kick. They haven't been quick starters so far in this tournament, the Belgians. All their goals coming 70 minutes or after the 4 they've scored. In fact, the last 6 goals in all competitions have come in the 70th minute or later, the Belgians. So not the quickest of starters, but very nearly bucking their own trend. Mark Wilmots still looks almost fit enough to play, doesn't he? 70 caps when he was a player. Wonder if he feels the nerves more standing on the sidelines. But De Bruyne continuing this strong start here for Belgium. Well, the goalkeeper's reaction giving away that it took a deflection, because it's another corner here. It's a terrific start by Belgium. All the momentum has been with them in this opening couple of minutes. Dries Mertens, one of those returning to the side today. He played in the first 2 games, he missed the last. De Bruyne is after this. Alderweireld has to be quick because he's under pressure. Bedoya was breathing down his neck. Hazard gets the free kick. Challenge from Graham Susie. Here's Van Boyen. Alderweireld. Almost getting through the challenge of Bedoya, but it's picked up by Bradley. DeMarcus Beasley making his 11th World Cup finals appearance today. DeMarcus Beasley, only Landon Donovan with 12 has more in United States history. And Beasley. Beasley. Bedoya. Cameron. Trying to slide one through here for the run of Zuzi, but read easily enough by Thibaut Courtois. Hazard. Scampering chase, it's De Bruyne just ahead of him. Origi's there too. It is Origi who sought, but back comes Bradley to win it for the United States and maybe launch them on a counter-attack here with Dempsey running ahead of him. Misdirected. There's no doubting his workload, Michael Bradley, in this tournament. 38 kilometres he's run so far, which is more than anybody else at these World Cup finals. Once upon a time he suffered from that nepotism tag, didn't he, when his dad Bob was the coach. But he very much deserved his place then and now. Jürgen Klinsmann, a World Cup winner in 1990 as a player. I wonder if this is the year that he wins it as a coach as well. It's a tall order. It's Jan Vertonghen to take the throw. He's one of 3 Belgian players, by the way, who have yellow cards to their name from earlier in the tournament. So pick up another today, and you know the story. They will miss out. It's a beautiful city, the seaside here at Salvador. You can see the sun beginning to set. It's a hot and humid day and remains so inside the stadium. And even despite that setting sun, it still remains a very high 20s temperature. Here's DeMarcus Beasley travelling well. Fellaini tries to get across there. Probably did just enough to put Beasley off his stride. One of the most experienced American players, DeMarcus Beasley, winning his 120th cap here today. Bedoya looking for the return. Alderweireld had it run, he was almost overrun. We're expecting goals here today, despite the fact that Belgium don't concede many. We are still expecting goals. It's a stadium that's given us plenty. 21 in the 4 matches played here thus far. All started with the Dutch beating Spain by 5 goals to 2. It seems an awful long time ago, that game, doesn't it? Here's Bedoya. Susie's in the middle, but it's back to Bradley. Looking to square. The touch was for Susie from Jones, but the Belgians are able to break it down. Origi's onside here, but he's not going to keep it in play. It's been an open start. 7 minutes played. Only made his debut in French football just over a year ago, Divock Origi, 19 years of age. What a name, what a story he can write for himself here today. Will there be plenty out there, hoping that it's their turn for a few personal accolades? Vincent Kompany amongst them. Omar Gonzalez. Here's Beasley. Beasley, slightly confusing on this left-hand side of the American defence. Beasley the centre-half, Beasley the left-back. Howard. Here's the aforementioned Beasley again. Kansas City, born and bred. Bradley. Jones looking long. Johnson, the right back, has made good progress but can't keep it in play. Belgians have kept 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games. It's a long time since they kept 3 in a row. Just over 12 years. So they do that again today. They'll have a very good chance, of course, of going through. Unless we have 0-0 after extra time and penalties, of course. Tongan is up to take it. Playing left back today. And he's going to arch his back and launch this inside the penalty area. Here, Vertonghen. Fellaini trying to get in there, but referee just seeing a little bit of over-muscularity from the Belgians. So it is a free kick. It's a Belgian side that has been hotly tipped to do well at these World Cup finals for a long time now. They rather waltzed through qualifying in Europe, and quite a few saying these could be the dark horses for this tournament. No one beaten in the last 13 at competitive matches. 11 of those were wins, so they do have a lot of confidence flowing through them at the moment. Witsel. This now is Alderweireld. De Bruyne. A little bit of trickery to get past Bradley. De Bruyne reaching for it. It's a free kick. Jones a little over-vigorous, according to the Algerian referee. Alderweireld. Turn of the other full-back to maybe try and unsettle this American defence with a long throw here. Fellaini is in there looking for the flick, but there's no one in the middle. But they do get a corner. It's a little clumsy defending there from Cameron. No Belgian shirts around him, but it is a Belgian corner. It's Mertens. Fellaini with a header back. Cameron with a header, but only half clear. There's still danger here. And a push by Alderweireld. DeMarcus Beasley has given the United States a get-out-of-jail card here. Beasley. Bedoya. Bradley. Cameron looking left and finding Beasley again. Gonzalez a little push and go. Back from Bradley. Gonzalez now looking forward, and he's still going here, the central defender. Well won by the Belgian defence, and a chance to launch the counter, and Hazard, whose hard work had given them the ball, almost getting through. Away in the end by Beasley. Origi, who's gone down injured. As we were saying, he's had quite a 12 months or so. Divock Origi plays with Lille in France. There's the challenge from Beasley, which caused him his pains. His dad, Mike, actually played for Kenya, but his colours have been pinned to the mast of Belgium from being a youth international all the way through. Well, there's a decent noise in here, isn't there? Well, he's okay. De Bruyne trying to force it here. Beasley. This is Beasley. Liked by his coach, Jurgen Klinsmann, because he does a very good job of bringing the ball out of defence, does Matt Beasler. Fellaini. Well, the referee's not happy with something here. Jermaine Jones is still complaining about the challenge from Fellaini. Well, the play is going to be temporarily held up. Jurgen Klinsmann could do, like the rest of us could do, without this temporary break in play. So a drop ball will restart it, and Fellaini quite happy just to dink it back to Tim Howard in the American goal. So here we go. 16 minutes played. Remains 0-0. Here's Hazard. Origi. But Gonzalez can clear it away. Alderweireld. Van Bouten. Witsel. Vertonghen. Origi. Beasler with a clearance. Here's Jones, or rather Susie, on that right-hand side. Rolling it forward to Dempsey. He's got options here, including Bradley. Bradley looking to craft it out to this left-hand side, but Doyer was the target, but Alderweireld getting in the way of it, and a rather cynical challenge is going to cause a problem here for Jeff Cameron, who is shown the game's first yellow card. It's his first of the tournament, so no immediate concerns, but wasn't the nicest of challenges, was it, from Jeff Cameron from Stoke City? Hazard looking to cut in. Here's Mertens getting on the outside of the man who was out there, but Doyer. Witsel. Here's De Bruyne. Two youngish coaches stalking the touchline. Klinsmann has it by 4 years in terms of age, but they can both claim to have had glittering playing careers. Here's Bradley. Back to Gonzalez again, so 19 minutes very nearly play. The Origi strike and the Howard save, the closest we've come so far, but the United States very nearly getting a corner. I think they have. Carried out a play by Vertonghen. It just lifts the mood in the United States camp. 5 in the middle here for Suzy to try and aim for. The header was from Cameron. This is Dempsey. Company had his measure, and suddenly it's Belgium who can come forward with a pace here of Origi. Run into trouble at the very end. Beasley back there to block his way. Jones. Beasley. Dempsey. Looking to play it in for Bradley. Dempsey again. Just asking the question of Courtois, but it wasn't too difficult for the Belgian goalkeeper to answer. But it is the first direct shot on target the United States have had so far. Here's Fellaini. Hazard. Witzel's made himself available. Hazard fancies a little run himself here. Hazard again, De Bruyne, just on the edge of the penalty area, but it's played wider. Now it's De Bruyne who's onside. Gonzalez with a header away, a swing of the boot from Terbi Alderweireld. And a quick delivery by the goalkeeper has Beasley on his travels inside the Belgian half. It's Dempsey. Well, it's a lively game. Very nearly midway through this first half. Cameron. Beasley. Fellaini. Origi. It's not gone out. Fellaini. Gonzalez. Belgium suddenly have the numbers here. Vertonghen looks left. Here's De Bruyne. De Bruyne had sent the keeper the wrong way, but was unable to find the target. What a chance that was. A lightning strike by Belgium. Howard guessed wrong, but De Bruyne planted it wide. Away by Jones. Courtois. Alderweireld. Still looking to push here, and Origi trying to get behind Matt Beasler, but he's there. Certainly has been energetic stuff so far. Just the hint of a cooling breeze sweeping around the stadium at the moment, which will be welcome to both sets of players, but the heat is on the American defence just for the moment, because the Belgians would seem to have something cooking here. 3 or 4 at the edge of this penalty area. It's gone towards Fellaini, who was deepest of all, but he was pushing against Jermaine Jones and has given away the free kick. And here's the early opportunity for the United States that caused Courtois to have to make a save for the first time so far today, but another day at the office as far as he was concerned. Here's Cameron for the United States. This is Beasley, beaten. Mertens, looking long. Chested by Hazard to De Bruyne. Hazard. Vertonghen has picked up the space here. He's got Fellaini in the middle, but it's cleared almost off the line by DeMarcus Beasley. It's still in play here. Hazard looking to tease. Solid wall of defence, but here's Witsel, who's going to have a go from a long way out. Now De Bruyne. Hazard. Witsel. Alderweireld. Fellaini's still there in the middle, offering support to Origi, but neither of them picked out with a pass. Instead, it's back to Witsel again. And the harrying by the United States has forced the Belgians back temporarily, but here they come again with Vertonghen, who's playing well forward so far in this game. Hazard. Witsel. Stepping ahead of Clint Dempsey. Company. Well, Origi had taken a tumble, but it didn't matter. It didn't quite reach where he was anyway. It's Vertonghen again. And he'll win a corner. He's proving to be quite a problem for this American defence so far, Jan Vertonghen. Here comes Mertens to swing it across. The head was from Gonzalez. And Jones with a big left boot to clear it towards a halfway line. De Bruyne. Fellaini. Here's Hazard. Offers a threat whenever he has the ball at his feet in this part of the field because of the pace as much as anything else, and it rather pings off the shins of Omar Gonzalez, and the United States concede another corner here. It's Belgium's 5th corner of the game so far. And the pressure is beginning to mount. Mertens over again. Again, it's the head of Gonzalez to get it up, but not quite away. Dempsey does his part. United States looking to counter-attack here. Lifted towards Clint Dempsey, but across comes Alderweireld, who always had it covered. And Vertonghen helps to clear. De Bruyne. Sweeping from end to end at the moment. Hazard. De Bruyne wanted an early ball. Hazard's going for goal, but Howard's down easily enough. Not only to make the save, but make the catch as well. Bradley. Susie. Susie. Not the most sure-footed of Belgian defending, but it was effective. And here's Origi, who's arriving on the edge of the penalty area with De Bruyne in support. Origi. Mertens is getting up there as well. And an injury here for Fabian Johnson, who might just have damaged his hamstring when he tried to reach to get that pass a couple of minutes ago. Just overstretching, and you can feel that. Well, by the looks of it, there might have been a problem there anyway, given the tape on the back of the hamstring. Shake of the head suggests that it might be his game up here. Well, they're going to make the substitution with Andre Yedlin. Well, the Borussia Mönchengladbach defender looks as though he's going to be okay to walk off himself. He doesn't need the stretcher here, but I think that is it. And by the looks of it, Yedlin is very much ready to come on here. Well, what a night for this young man, only 20 years of age, Andre Yedlin. We've seen him a couple of times from the substitutes bench already in this tournament, but he'll get a long stretch here. Only made his debut for the United States in February this year when they played against the Korean Republic. So it's a propulsion to the big time that might have been unexpected 6, 7, 8 months ago. But here he is playing in the World Cup finals again. Had a great year for Seattle Sounders. He's made that right-back spot his own in this, his first year as a professional. And he's looking to make that position his own here for the United States in what remains of this game. Just under an hour to play. 0-0 it stays. Here's Biesler. Cameron. A little bit too careful from Fellaini. Dempsey. Yedlin with his first touch here. Yedlin on the outside of Hazard, and he'll get a corner. That's encouraging for the youngster. Does love to get forward to Andre Yedlin. They've had to work very hard on his defending, but there's no question about his ability to get forward and cause problems, as proven there. So Graham Susie with a corner kick for the United States. 33 minutes played. It's Dempsey on the chest. Shot from Jones was disappointing from a United States point of view. Fabian Johnson. Long and weary walk back to the bench to receive further treatment, and Yedlin, no doubt, his heart thumping at the moment. Courtois goes long. Fellaini trying to get there, but he's beaten by Cameron. Dempsey. Susie. Here comes Yedlin again, but it's a little heavy with a touch. Played and scored in 3 World Cup finals, did Jurgen Klinsmann. He's got a decent record as the United States coach, as has Mark Wilmots. His 27th game in charge here, Wilmots, and he's won 17 and drawn 5 of those, only lost the 4. It is a golden generation of Belgian players, this. 16, I think, was minimum requirements coming into this tournament. They quietly fancied a much longer voyage in Brazil. Here's Gonzalez. Past a triangle of Belgian players. Now it's Bradley. United States looking positive again here. Bradley's got Beasley on his outside, but he's gone inside. The header away by Vertonghen. Mertens. Well, he's done ever so well there, Dries Mertens. And De Bruyne will carry it on here. Hazard's got some space. There's trouble here for Yedlin. But a real gang of United States defenders back there to block it away. Mertens. Beasley. De Bruyne claiming there was no contact. Referee has given a free kick. I rather suspect that the United States coach felt that that warranted a yellow card. Here's Beasley. Beasley, back to Beasley. Gonzalez. There's his football at LA Galaxy, and looking for the man from Seattle Sounders on that right-hand side, Yedlin, but not the best of passes from Omar Gonzalez. Hazard. De Bruyne. Fellaini. Mertens. Witsel. Hazard. Well, he had Vertonghen to his left-hand side, who was expecting an early ball and had rather given up on it by the time that Hazard decided to make the pass. And I don't think he was too happy there. Bedoya. Cameron. It's Bradley. And here he comes, the speedster on the right. Yedlin again. Bradley's also got there in the middle. Dempsey's there too. Van Boyne was the man who got his head to it. There's still a little bit of concern there for the Belgian defence, but they have managed to get it away to Hazard. De Bruyne's up ahead of him. Hazard. Little back heel for Witsel. Origi. Fellaini. It's De Bruyne who's offering his services over on that left-hand side, and Origi couldn't pick a path through. Lays it off to Hazard. Here's Mertens. Alderweireld running wide to stretch the defence. And it's a Belgian free kick. Once again, building the pressure here. It's Mertens. Dempsey back doing the defending. Oh, delicate stuff from Alderweireld. He did well, and it means that Belgium suddenly have a chance to bring it back again here. Mertens. Jurgen Klinsmann's first touch just letting him down a little there. I think the Aaronic chairs, he tried to trap it, it rather boomed off his right foot. So the ball boy has to provide a second ball here for Toby Alderweireld to take this throw. Five minutes to half-time. For the most part, the Belgians seem to have dominated position, but the Americans have had the ball for slightly longer, 51% of the time. They've had a couple of breakaway opportunities, such as this, with Yedlin herring down that right-hand side. He's offering something else here, isn't he? With the pace he's got out there. And Jones swinging and missing. Here's Bradley. Witsel. Hazard for Tonga early this time. De Bruyne. Hazard with a little dash towards the edge of the penalty area. Was just behind him. Cameron to bring it clear. And the referee has seen the challenge from Company, which he decides is worthy of the yellow card. He too is not sweating on a previous booking, so again, for the time being, he's okay. Captain on captain, wasn't it? Vincent Kompany on Clint Dempsey. Here's Jones. Jermaine Jones again. Playing at Besiktas these days on loan from Schalke. Vincent Kompany. De Bruyne. Mertens. Here's Alderweireld looking to switch it all the way to that left-hand side, and Hazard, that's a very good ball for Tongan. Half deflection, and the flying header from Gonzalez has conceded another corner here. Into the dying embers of this first half. There's just over 2 minutes remaining of the opening period. Remains 0-0, but a late opportunity here for the Belgians. It's actually De Bruyne who's gone across to take this as well. It's normally the territory of Mertens, or has been so far in this first half, but De Bruyne will try his luck here. Fellaini again, an imposing presence inside the 6-yard area. Howard got hands to it, slaps it away. It's an American throw. Fellaini battling hard here, battling a little too hard, as it turns out, with Cameron. Selected today, Jeff Cameron, because of what he offers in that midfield. Kyle Beckerman is the man who's unlucky to miss out today, because he's played every minute of this World Cup so far, Kyle Beckerman, but the feeling was in the Belgian camp that Cameron could deal with that imposing Belgian defence a little, Belgian midfield rather, a little better. But here comes Susi. The Tongan doing his level best to keep it in play, but it is a United States corner. He's very good at these, Graham Susi, these corners. His delivery is usually excellent, just over the head of Gonzalez on that occasion. Oh, that's neat by Yedlin, who plays it in, and Courtois has to punch away. 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half, and in that stoppage time it's Origi who's making the running here. De Bruyne with a shot. Hit it first time, and Howard very much alive to the danger. Bradley. Yedlin. Yedlin again. He's catching the eye, isn't he, since he's come on from the bench. He'll test Vertonghen especially, because that's one of the criticisms of these two fullbacks for the Belgians, Alderweireld and Vertonghen, that they perhaps don't quite have the pace that the modern-day fullback does have. Witsel. And they're coming forward in numbers here, offering a threat with Hazard on that left-hand side. Look how quickly Yedlin's got back. Having got there, can he stop Hazard though? Well, he got in the way, but the result is a corner. Last minute or so of this first half, deep into stoppage time. De Bruyne will swing it over. Jones rather heads away. Bradley still covering the ground. Bedoya back to Bradley again. Fellaini making them hurry. Well, the Algerian referee will call time on proceedings at the end of the opening 45 minutes. Mark Wilmot's going stalking into the dressing rooms. Both sides have had their moments. The Belgians seem to be in greater heart in the crowd at the moment, but it remains scoreless at half-time. It is Belgium 0, United States 0. So who wins it from here? 45 minutes, maybe more, to try and sort this one out. 0-0 at the moment. It's in keeping with the way that Belgium certainly have played in this tournament so far, not conceding any goals from open play, just the one penalty, and only scoring late in games. To remind you, it's been 70 minutes or more when their goals have come. So they won't be panicking too much at the moment. Here's Company, one of the reasons why they have not conceded many goals so far. Best defence at the World Cup, the Belgians. United States are a bit like public buses. When they get one goal, another comes along very quickly. They have scored in 7 of their last 9 matches, and every time they score one, they score 2. Scored 2 goals in 7 of their last 9 games. Here's Jones. This is Susi, cleared away by Fellaini. And De Bruyne is in hot pursuit here, but across comes Gonzalez. Still warm and sticky inside this stadium, hot and humid, despite the fact that the sun went down about an hour or so ago. Light breeze that we had in the first half just seems to have tailed off. Very still at the moment. Witsel. Here's Bradley. Belgium win it. Mertens. Origi. Away from Bradley, and Origi's found De Bruyne. And the header is from Mertens, and Howard had to stay in the air, it seemed, for an awful long time to just flick that one over the crossbar. Very nearly looping in, and somehow Howard seemed to defy gravity there. He went up early, but the hang time was such that he does get a hand to it. But another early corner. Easy for Dempsey to clear away. This now is Hazard. It's Vertonghen who got forward an awful lot in that first half. Having a go at Jones here. Vertonghen will take. Origi. It was crowded, he couldn't find a way through. Alderweireld. Vertonghen, those two were once a pair at the heart of the Ajax defence as two central defenders, but being asked to play this role as fullbacks here today. Gonzalez just steering it back to his goalkeeper Howard. 104th cap for Tim Howard this evening. Company. Such a key player for the Belgians, Vincent Kompany. As is this man, Eden Hazard. They do have a lot of very high quality individuals, don't they? Fellaini. Origi. Shipping it on to Witsel. Alderweireld. Slamming it into the feet of the defender. It's Mertens. It's rather wayward with a cross. There's De Bruyne's cross that got Mertens to head, and just look how Howard just went up high, and for a moment it looked as though he'd missed time this, but he hadn't. Bedoya. Gonzalez. Well, belatedly, let me tell you, there have been no changes at half-time. It is same 11s for both sides that finished that first half. DeAndre Yedlin having coming on from the bench for the injured Fabian Johnson in the first period. But other than that, it's same personnel out there. Witsel. Kompany. Van Boten. And here's Alderweireld. Just happy to sit in possession here for a while, the Belgians. Looking long for Hazard. Yedlin with the initial header. It came last though off Graham Susie. Origi. Now Bradley. This is Fellaini, and Bradley again is trying to get in there, but strong work from Fellaini. Just trying to test out his former Everton teammate Tim Howard from a long way out. He will know that he hasn't got many weaknesses, the United States goalkeeper. Here's Cameron. Thrusting effort by him. Company. Fellaini. Here's De Bruyne. This is looking encouraging for the Belgians here. Carried on by Hazard. US defenders back in number though. Hazard trying to find a way through. It's with Witsel. And here's Fellaini. Alderweireld. Van Boden. Company. I think the neutrals in the crowd are just getting a little frustrated with the Belgians at the moment as they hang on to the ball. De Bruyne. Alderweireld's got a bit of width out there, but he also finds Beasley in decent form to keep it away. Eight minutes of the second half played. Not much happened then so far in this second period. Second consecutive World Cup that the United States supporters have been encouraged by their side's progress into the last 16. But 4 years ago in Rustenburg they lost against Ghana after extra time. They'll be hoping for something a little better this time around, of course. Here's Mertens. Hazard. Vertonghen. Van Boden in the middle. Oh, it went through them all. It went through them all, including Origi, who was arriving at such pace at the back edge of that 6-yard area. Beasley swung a foot at it. Vertonghen creating all the problems, and neither Beasley from a defensive point of view or Origi from an attacking point of view could get a touch on that. Here's Hazard. Mertens gets a second go. Let's Alderweireld try the cross. Here's Beasley with a clearance. Company back to his goalkeeper Courtois, who's not been involved in an awful lot so far in the second half. All the play seems to have been at the other end of the field. Hazard chipping it towards Fellaini, who controls it well, and not for the first time in this game Kevin De Bruyne deciding he's going to have a goal with his very first instinct, but might have found a target in the first half, but a long way off with that latest attempt. Italy, and his body language said it all there. He's put his head down and run away from it as scooped over his head by Jermaine Jones. Witsel. Alderweireld again, over on that right-hand side. Time to have a look here. Makes the angle a little deeper. The header from Origi off the top of the crossbar, with Howard in all probability beaten. He's getting closer. Terrific effort. Really had to readjust himself here, didn't he? Look at the header on that, working those neck muscles really hard. Vertonghen. De Bruyne. Vertonghen's carried on. Here he is, the left back. Vertonghen, the save by Howard. And cleared away by Gonzalez. But the Belgians just ramping up the pressure here at the moment. Vertonghen again on the volley. My word, that would have been special. It was sweetly hit. Had he found the target, that would have been one of the moments of this World Cup so far. As it is, it's merely a goal kick. Well, the technical ability to hit this on that left foot, as sweet as he did, he almost hit it too well. Bradley. Beasley, DeMarcus Beasley, look at how much space he's got here, with plenty of support arriving in the middle. It's left by Company, the shot is deflected. Susie in the first instance, but in the end it's just a throw. Bedoya, back to Beasley. Here's Witsel. Bradley. Winners of this, of course, will be up against Argentina in the last 8. We just about know what the last 8 is. This is the last game in the round of 16, of course, and a last 8 that already features Costa Rica. If the United States win here, it'll be the first time that 2 nations from the CONCACAF Federation have made the quarter-finals. But it remains a fairly sizable if at this stage. Alderweireld. It's all going to form as well thus far. The 7 that have already made the last 8 were group winners, so Belgium would make that a perfect 8 winning here today. Here's Fellaini. Vertonghen. Hazard. Origi. Showing plenty of confidence here, Origi! Oh, and almost squeezed it at the near post. Mertens for a moment thought he'd reach glory. And we're going to see a Belgian change as well. Kevin Morales is coming on. Whose place is he taking here? It's going to be Dries Mertens who comes off. So it's a positive move here. Morales has been, in the last game at least, been playing as the lone attacker for Belgium. And Mertens has run his socks off so far tonight. And Kevin Morales of Everton in England is the man who comes on in his stead. Yedlin likes to exercise the pace, and Bradley just let it roll because he sensed that Dempsey was close, but failed to sense that Belgian defenders were in the way. Kevin Morales appears to have taken exactly the position that Mertens was in, over on that right-hand side of the attack, the Belgian attack. Here's Cameron. Dempsey. Bedoya's in the middle, Dempsey. It's Bradley. Wide to Yedlin. Yedlin's done well. Here's De Bruyne. Long and early. So it needed some solid defending on that occasion from Beasler. But Origi gets a second opportunity here. Beasler with a very solid challenge. Terrific defending. Origi's not going to give it up. Well, they're all working hard at the moment. Well, Origi just seemed to almost surrender himself there, whether he thought that he'd given the free kick away, but the referee had clearly said play on, or whether there weren't enough of his own teammates up in support, and he lost the will to carry on the attack, but all went rather limp for a minute. Beasley. Gonzalez. Yedlin again. Zuzi. Hazard does well, gets back, and company now. Very stylish defending, long towards De Bruyne, and from a point of defence to a point of attack here in one long ball. De Bruyne. Morales, put off in the first instance by Bedoya, but he's going to keep at it here, Morales. Back to De Bruyne. Cameron with a blocking challenge. Here's Alderweireld. Happy to take the throw. Origi. Vertonghen is going to have a go here, but Howard again comfortable enough with a soft-handed save. Nobody close enough to cause a menace. Here's Gonzalez. Still 0-0 as the minutes tick by. 64 minutes very nearly played here. But Dempsey, like he handled that. Spotted by the referee's assistant on this near side. Here's Witsel. Belgium look to bring it back the other way again. Morales. Beasley puts it out of play, playing with Pueblo in Mexico these days, if you're wondering. DeMarcus Beasley, he's been around, hasn't he? Hazard. Vertonghen. De Bruyne. Morales. It breaks for Witsel. Here's Witsel again. Poised on a knife edge at the moment, this game. But the Belgians enjoying much more time inside the American half. And Origi just over his head. It's Gonzalez who gets the header away. De Bruyne's arriving and wins it. Here's Fellaini. Back towards Vertonghen. They regroup in the middle here for Vertonghen to try and pick someone out, but it's headed away by Gonzalez. It might come back with Hazard. Yedlin's done well. And Vertonghen with a push. Jürgen Klinsmann watches on. Sixth meeting between these two teams in their histories. They've never had a 0-0 scoreline before when they've met. The Belgians have won 4 of the previous 5. The United States won. Here's Yedlin. Susie offering support. Yedlin doesn't need it. Again, it's a good cross, and Courtois with those long arms extended, clutching it safely to his chest. He's not had a lot to do so far in this game, but he has looked fairly faultless the times he has been called into the action here. Trademark black gloves, reaching into the air and catching it safely. First ever meeting between these two was an historic occasion, 1930, the first ever World Cup game. United States won that day 3-0 in Montevideo. 18,000 watched on. I imagine there's a good deal more than that here today. But that's where this footballing circus began all those years ago, with these two teams. Hazard. Origi. It's back, but not well delivered. And Howard again looks to launch something quickly here. Oh, Jones rather misconnecting with Dempsey. De Bruyne. Chopped away by Omar Gonzalez, who has by common consent been one of the best defenders in the MLS over the last couple of years. De Bruyne. Here's Vertonghen. Hooked away only as far as Morales. It wouldn't come down quickly enough to get the shot away. Alderweireld laying it on for Witsel, who will have a go this time. And I think Howard had his angles covered. It was a terrific effort from Origi, given the starting position he found himself in, to get that header away. And he has been a live wire in this game, hasn't he? Almost turning provider on that occasion. Mertens unable to turn it in, and his coach, I'm sure, is very happy that he's gone for young Origi to start this game today. Under normal circumstances, I don't think Origi would have been involved in the squad at all, but the injury to Christian Benteke before the tournament began gave him the chance for the late call-up, and De Bruyne is offside here. He wanted it earlier. Well, the prospect of extra time looming here, but still 20 minutes for it to be decided inside the normal 90. And Wondolowski, who's about to come on, will be hoping that he can have an impact in deciding it in the 90 minutes. Bedoya left to Beasley. Here's Bedoya again. Alejandro Bedoya. This is Bradley. Zusi going wide to Yedlin, immediately attracting the attentions of De Bruyne here. Dempsey, he'll have a go. Just flicks into the arms of Thibaut Courtois. 20 clean sheets in La Liga last year, amongst other things, Thibaut Courtois, which is a terrific record at Atletico Madrid. Still on loan there from Chelsea, of course. Oh, it's a wonderful run here by Morales. Origi! The legs of Howard deny him. Morales was the man who opened up that USA defence. There might still be encouragement here. Origi again with the flick. Header by Cameron. Jones. Referee again says play on. Hasn't whistled too much today, has he? This referee, he's had a good game. Eventually decides he has to give Belgium the free kick. Wondolowski on the sidelines here, the 30-year-old from San Jose Earthquakes. He's going to take the place of Graham Susie from Sporting Kansas City. He's a native American by descent, is Chris Wondolowski, as Susie just takes his place on the sidelines. His native American name, his tribal name is Warrior Coming Over the Hill. Is this the United States Warrior coming over the hill here? Vertonghen. Fellaini. Might have been a hand in there. It was from the Belgian, I think. From Fellaini, who got just a touch on that. Hard not to in the circumstances, but free kick nonetheless. But this was the run from Kevin Morales, who sent defenders scattering, and Origi getting a real clear sight on goal, but it had the huge frame of Tim Howard betwixt and between, and Howard with a good save. Signed a new deal at Everton, by the way, Howard, which will keep him there till he's 39 at the very least. Goalkeepers seem to get better with age, don't they? Although the man at the other end, Thibaut Courtois, is a mere sapling at 22. Bradley. Yedlin. Here's Dempsey. Pushing forward, Wondolowski directly in front of him to the right. Dempsey, though, is trying to create something for himself here. But again, a very safe pair of hands from Courtois. It's a young man brimming with confidence, based on ability. Beasley. Yedlin. Gonzalez. Well, we are in Belgian goal-scoring territory in terms of the minutes played now. Marouane Fellaini's 70th minute goal against Algeria in the first game was the earliest goal they've scored. Vertonghen, Mertens and Origi, the other goal scorers, all scoring later than that in the other games. "75 minutes played. Jones on the chase. Might be some pieces here were it not for Kompany stepping in, and Courtois will clear it away. Yedlin. Hazard's done well. Play on again, says the referee. De Bruyne racing down that left-hand side. Origi is the man central, whose touch again, and movement is nice. Here's Morales. Oh, and it's just got a foot, I think, from Tim Howard. Well, it doesn't matter what you keep it out with, as long as you keep it out. And Tim Howard just about with the outstretched leg, denying his Everton teammate here, Kevin Morales. Desperately, desperately close for Belgium. Company. Origi really has deserved his starting place today, hasn't he, the young fella? Hazard. Vertonghen. Here's Witsel. Morales again. He's caused some problems too since his arrival on the scene in place of Mertens. And an injury here for Omar Gonzalez in the middle. Just the way he landed, oh, it was an awkward landing there, wasn't it? He just twisted his left ankle. Oh my word. That will cause him some problems, Omar Gonzalez, and clearly hurts. Well, they won't want to be rearranging their defence just at the moment, but they might be forced to do so. Gonzalez starting for the first time at the heart of that US defence today. And it looks as though he's okay. He's going to have to go off, is he, just while play resumes? Yes, he is, but he's okay to come back on again, I think. The Belgians, in the meantime, have come down to get some liquid on board. They've all come across to have a drink of water because it is one of those nights. No cooling break here tonight because it's not quite up to the 30-odd degrees, but it is still very, very warm inside this stadium. And it's a wonderful moment between the two coaches, Wilmots and Klinsmann. What do you think? What do you think we should do now? Here is Fellaini, but he can't get a hold of that. Morales. Pushing it past the defenders, finding a way through. Fellaini can't quite hold it, but here comes Hazard, beaten away by Howard. And the Americans somehow survive again. Better than that, they've got a chance to bring it forward maybe here, but De Bruyne doing a good job in harrying and slowing them up, but only temporarily. Now it comes with Bedoya, who's got Beasley to his left. Here is Beasley, early ball by him, but off the thighs of Van Bauten. And picked up by Witsel. And now it sweeps the other way. It's end-to-end at the moment. Morales again. Maybe tried a little too much in the end. Howard getting across really well. Two world-class goalkeepers. Of course, you'd say that on a World Cup stage, but they are two goalkeepers here tonight of the highest pedigree. USA goes a chant around the stadium. Here's Hazard for Belgium then. Vertonghen. Corner conceded by Gonzalez. Here's De Bruyne. Howard had to get there because Fellaini was hovering just behind. Jones hits it forward. Wondolowski. Here's Jones looking up. Yedlin, he knows he's got the pace, but whether he can get there or not, he can't quite because Vertonghen hooks it away. But he did enough there, Yedlin, to make sure that the United States got something out of that. Nine minutes left to play of the 90. Bradley. Again, Yedlin offering something here with that extra zip. Good work by Fellaini to deny Jones even the sniff of a shooting opportunity. And Yedlin does his defensive work there. Hazard. Morales. Well, Morales has the beating of Beasley. He'll claim and get the corner. Van Boyen and company are both in the middle. It's Dempsey who chipped it away. Company, that's delicate. Here's Van Boyen. Good blocking challenge by Matt Beasley. But the two central defenders almost unpicking that USA defence between them. And they'll stay up there for this Morales corner again. And the header wide in the end by Daniel Van Boyen. Six and a half minutes to settle it without the need for extra time. Here's Van Boyen. Alderweireld. Company. Fellaini laying it off here for Hazard again. Another injecting run from him. Origi with a very good turn and shot as well that brings out the best of Howard once more. Just with the pace to get away from the defence and get that shot away, but Howard once again right behind it. So De Bruyne of Wolfsburg with a corner for Belgium. The end is nigh here in terms of the 90 minutes. Fellaini with a header back, but there'd been a push beforehand. Little push in the back there, wasn't there, by Fellaini, which was spotted by the referee's assistant on the far side. He was the man who got Belgium's World Cup campaign up and running with that goal against Algeria, which paved the way for Mertens to come on and score a second. And that victory has been the pattern of it so far for Belgium. 3 wins from 3 games. They're looking for win number 4 with Hazard. Here's Wondolowski. Yedlin. Wondolowski, not too many in the middle just at the moment, but 3 are beginning to arrive. Wondolowski's holding it up here. Here's Jones to swing it across. And Van Boyen, who's been involved at the other end a time or two in recent minutes, is involved defensively this time. Well, these are concerning moments for the Belgians here, because you feel a goal now would win it one way or the other with only 4 minutes left to play. It's Bedoya to take this. Witsel heads it away. Origi needs to control it in the first instance. "32 years of age, DeMarcus Beasley, and the man who's just knocked him over is only 19, so I'm pretty certain that Beasley will be happy. He's going to have to go chasing after that young man. Playing in his 4th World Cup finals as well, DeMarcus Beasley. Here's Yedlin, who offers youth and enterprise on the right-hand side for the United States. Jones was expecting Wondolowski to be there. He wasn't. Here's De Bruyne. De Bruyne looking to break. Hazard to his left. Here is Hazard. Eden Hazard went for the near post. On the night of his 50th cap, Eden Hazard going for glory, but finding only the side netting. Extra time has not been an uncommon theme in this last 16. And we're 90 seconds away from it happening again here, unless Morales. Origi. Alderweireld. Easy take for Matt Beasley. And another potential counter here, led by Alejandro. Bedoya pushing it fast. Van Bauten, but if he's beaten one central defender, there's always another to mop things up in the shape of Vincent Kompany. And look how well he's carrying this forward here. Really athletic stuff from him. Laying the example. Fellaini left to De Bruyne. De Bruyne will square it, and Kompany, who started things, very nearly finished it. It went from one end to the other in the blink of an eye. And it needed the save of Howard to deny Kompany a memorable goal. Could be one of the last chances, this. Here's De Bruyne. We wait to see how long the referee is going to add at the end of this 90 minutes. It's taken on by Vertonghen, who lays it into Hazard. Hazard's looking dangerous. And this time it was Gonzalez who heads it away. The United States goal is under siege. 3 minutes of stoppage time to play. De Bruyne with a corner. Fellaini looking for the header. They have survived. Always the potential of something electrifying when Eden Hazard has it, and this time he very nearly squeezed it across, but Gonzalez off the chest, in fact. Did well to keep the arms out of the equation there, didn't he? So 2 minutes and counting. Stadium that has produced so many goals in this tournament has yet to add a single one in this game. Wondolowski with a header. Here's Dempsey back to his feet. Yedlin's throw. De Bruyne slightly miscues. Yedlin quick to scamper, keep that ball in, has a look up, but it's company he picks out. His clearance though is not too far away, only to Cameron. Little header back, Wondolowski to win it! Surely! Oh my word! He's got a coach on the sidelines who would have probably buried a chance like that. But Chris Wondolowski can only be left to wonder. Courtois did well to come out quickly, to close down his options. But what a chance this was right at the end. He can't believe he's missed. Older wideouts. Last 20 seconds now. Beasley. The Americans sensing there could be a winner here yet. Beasley. Company just steady away. We'll see the 90 minutes and the 3 minutes of stoppage timeout. Right at the end, Wondolowski might have won it for the United States. But they have to go another 30 minutes now. He's left to rue that missed opportunity. Salvador awaits extra time. Full time at the end of 90 minutes. It's 0-0. So the first half of extra time here, 30 minutes to try and sort this out, otherwise we're going to penalties, and confirmation that the Belgians have made a second substitution on the night. Romelu Lukaku from Chelsea, but on loan at Everton of course last season, comes on, and Divock Origi is the man whose place he takes. So again, Tim Howard in the United States goal will have a very familiar face bearing down on him, you would have thought, at some point in this extra time. The two Everton players, Howard in goal and Lukaku the striker now for Belgium. It's been hard work on a hot night in Salvador that has failed to produce any goals so far. There's a moment of glory to be snatched by someone, you sense. Could have been Chris Wondolowski at the end of the 90 minutes, but he spurned his effort. Here's Beasley. Header back by Jones. Never seemed likely to test out the goalkeeper from that position. Bedoya. Here's Jones again. Cameron. Bradley. Still covering the ground well. Jones. Bradley. Battling onto it. Bedoya lays it back to Cameron. Here's Dempsey. Turns and finds too many Belgian players there. It's forward now for Morales. Here's Lukaku. Shaken off the defender. De Bruyne at the other edge of the penalty area. Lukaku with his first touch. Oh, he tried to get in for Bruyne. De Bruyne might still get in here, and does! And finally, Belgium have the goal. Kevin De Bruyne with a breakthrough. 2 minutes into extra time. Is that the moment that could see Belgium through? Well, the sheer physicality here of Lukaku, much fresher than Beasley, the man who was trying to challenge him, just shook him off. De Bruyne looked as though the opportunity had gone by in the first instance, but he finds the narrowest of angles to squeeze his shot through. And for once, Howard does not have an answer. Wilmots wants to join his team. Belgium make a potentially decisive breakthrough. Question now of what kind of United States response do we get here? Having held up for so long. Still an awful lot left in this game. Bradley. Not quite sure what he was attempting there. De Bruyne doing ever so well here from that angle, somehow picking out that corridor between the goalkeeper's outstretched leg and the last defender to send his coach on a wild pursuit of celebration. Fellaini. Was an inspired substitution, wasn't it? Romelu Lukaku having the strength that maybe Origi would not have had in that situation. Here's Dempsey. Bedoya. Dempsey again. Bradley. Bedoya. It's with Yedlin. Tongan clears away. Hazard. Morales with a touch. They've got the numbers again here. They're in again with Vertonghen. Lukaku's still there. Vertonghen eventually gets the shot away. But maybe should have hit it much, much earlier. Bedoya. Oh, it's in the face, I think, of Morales by Alejandro Bedoya. Well, he's got a job on his hands now, hasn't he, the United States coach Jurgen Klinsmann, to try and turn this one around. Lukaku, a really imposing presence. De Bruyne, Lukaku again on the left foot first time, and Howard tumbling to his right, turns it out for a corner kick. He has lifted his side just as he's lifting the Belgian supporters here now. It's been an arguably disappointing World Cup so far for Romelu Lukaku, but he's finding his stage here tonight. De Bruyne, headed away by Yedlin. Beasley. He's got in behind the Belgian defence here. Morales has to be careful. Cameron. A ball that reflects the weariness of the limbs, I think. Had a long season, Jeff Cameron, playing with Stoke City in the Premier League. He only missed one league game last year. Well, here's Lukaku again, trying to cause a problem or two. Gonzalez from LA Galaxy will put it out of play. Cameron. Beasley. Cameron again. Played an awful lot at right back for his club side, Cameron, but that midfield role here tonight. Here's Bradley. Jones. Yedlin's up there with him. This is Yedlin now. Jones just kept himself onside. Good movement. Beasley. United States just patiently building here. Cameron again. Now neat little ball back forwards. Dempsey. Company came out. Jones with a shot. Oh, and it hit Dempsey on the back of the calves. Otherwise, that would have been an opportunity. And Jermaine Jones is in some trouble here. All hands on hips from Clint Dempsey, because he just seemed to have a half chance there before Company came out to make the challenge. And he just lacked a little bit of good luck as well when the ball was rolled to him for the second time. Here it just clipped the back of his calf, otherwise he's through on goal. Just an inch to the left, and that would have been a wonderful chance for an equaliser. Jermaine Jones just waiting for his invitation to come back on the field, which is now given by the referee. Courtois' clearance up towards De Bruyne. It's Yedlin who wins the aerial battle, but it has fallen back for Hazard here. Lukaku. The young right back can't get into him. Lukaku! And again Howard with a save. They've had their chances in this first period of extra time, but they have taken one of them at least, Belgium, to give themselves that narrow lead. Here comes Bradley for the United States, though. Yedlin. Cameron. USA goes a chant again. Few superheroes in the crowd there. They need one or two on the field at the moment. Yedlin. Here's Bradley. Dempsey will turn it on for Beasley. And the second cross is too high. Alderweireld having dealt with the first. Well, that's sporting for Belgium, because they could have had a chance of countering attack there, but De Bruyne immediately saw that Jones was in some strife here. I just think he's been badly winded, but oh yeah, it's hit him on the face, hasn't it? And well done to Kevin De Bruyne for getting his teammates to stop there, because he realised that the American player needed some attention. He's been in the wars since extra time began. Look at the way Lukaku just fended off Beasley's attempted challenge there and setting things up for De Bruyne to finish what might prove to be the winning goal here tonight. Tim Howard has done his level best so far in the United States cause, but even he couldn't keep that out. And we are 2 minutes plus stoppage time away from half-time. Here comes De Bruyne. Hazard. Alderweireld. Morales. Fellaini. Alderweireld again. Hazard with a little ball back towards Morales. And Tim Howard makes his 15th save of the night, which is the most any goalkeeper has made in this World Cup so far. What a difference he has made. Jones. Bradley with a shot, easily blocked away. And the Belgians looking dangerous again here, as De Bruyne carries it with real threat. Lukaku's in the middle. There are 4 defenders back here. It's towards Lukaku, who wins it beyond doubt now, surely, for Belgium. He has come on from the bench and made such a difference. He's lacked a scoring touch so far in this tournament, but he's found it tonight. Firstly, in making one for Kevin De Bruyne, and then in scoring one in the last few seconds of the first half here of extra time. Surely there's no way back now for the United States. And Matt Beasler's going to have nightmares tonight in which Romelu Lukaku will be running through. Surely now they boot their passage. It's a good night kiss to the United States, I think. Here's De Bruyne. The US understandably stretched at the back, giving the Belgians a chance there because they've got to go for this. Not only that, you factor in the fact that they've got to go for it, but a lot of them with tired limbs as well, so defending does not come easily on the back of an attack. And Lukaku is making hay out of that. 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first 15. I think the US are going to make a change here before half-time is sounded. Julian Green down on the touchline. Well, on he comes. Alejandro Bedoya is the man who goes off. And it's another young man who's coming on here, Julian Green, 19 years of age at Bayern Munich, but he hasn't played much for Bayern. It's his eye-catching performances in the reserves that have got him a place in this United States squad. Very grateful, no doubt, that there's a German coach in charge of the US who would notice such things, or at least be alerted to them. Only his third cap tonight, Julian Green. And that is the end of first half here of extra time. There's 2 incisive moments from Romelu Lukaku, the one that set up the goal for Kevin De Bruyne, and then the goal he scored himself might just be making the difference here in Belgium's favour. It's half-time, and Belgium lead by 2-0. So back to the well for the United States. They've got 2 goals to try to claw back in the last 15 minutes of this match to take this game to penalties. The more likely scenario is that they are going out unless they can work some kind of footballing miracle here. Here's Yedlin. He'll try his best, the youngster. Cameron tries to get on there. And the referee, having played advantage, will now give the US a free kick here. Bradley up to take it. There's a real sense of urgency amongst these American players. Bradley. Well, lazy leg stretched out by Witsel. It's still not cleared. Now it is. Here's De Bruyne. And again, the counter is on. Beasley, the only United States player back there, just as well. It fell to him. Bradley. It's going to take something special to drag them back into this World Cup. Jones. Bradley again, looking for the little flick there. Oh, what a finish! Julian Green has only been on the field a matter of moments and has just made himself an American hero. The wonder of youth, 19 years of age, and a very special moment that he will long remember. A World Cup goal that gives America hope. And on any platform, whatever the circumstances, that is a fantastic finish, isn't it? Even better on a night like this. Julian Green, his 3rd cap, his first American goal. And it ain't over yet. Fellaini. Alderweireld, Fellaini. He's going to have a go himself. Well, the place is buzzing now. United States fans given fresh hope here. A renewed optimism. Cameron to Yedlin. There's 4 in the middle. It's just wide from Jones. Whoa. The battle ain't won just yet. Look how many they had there. Jones prodding at it. Courtois was beaten. There's a real energy here now in a game that seemed long since won and lost. Morales. Still Morales. Beasley. Tell you what, that scoring a goal doesn't half help players forget weary limbs, doesn't it? The United States look as fresh as the start of the game here. Here's Yedlin again. Bradley. He's run about 6 marathons in this tournament. He's probably run a couple of them here tonight. Listen to the chants. Dempsey. Green again. Bradley. Here's Beasley. Gonzalez. They will not go down wandering here, the United States. They're going to throw everything at them. Yedlin. Cameron trying to roll it through. Timed by Company. Lukaku. 2 defenders to beat here. but he's beaten one of them. Still Lukaku. Lukaku! Howard with a save! Oh my word! What a game this is turning into in extra time. Another Belgian change. De Bruyne, in the meantime, is limping almost to take this corner kick. And it's going to be Hazard who's coming off. And Nasser Chadli who's coming on. Boos from the American supporters because they feel this is wasting an awful lot of time here. I'm sure the referee will be taking that into account. It's going to be a corner from the other side, which will suit the Belgians because they can take an age again in getting over there. It's Morales who is doing the very slow walk this time. But how about this for a finish? One look at where he wants to score before he looks back at the goal. He hits it perfectly. Youngest goal scorer at this World Cup, Julian Green, and he's just become the youngest ever United States goal scorer. At the World Cup, that is. Belgium with Morales. Always left the ball behind. Here comes Green again, full of running, full of energy, full of confidence. The young man with a big role to play here. And he wins a free kick. There'll be mothers everywhere loving this. His mum, by the way, is German. It's his dad who's American. Jones. A push by Chadli. A free kick for the United States. 7.5 minutes. It will seem an eternity for these Belgian players who thought they had it won when Lukaku scored his goal. We all did. There aren't many sitting down at the moment. Those that are on the very edge of their seats. Michael Bradley just rolls it in. Wonderfully played. Dempsey still bobbling around that penalty area. Courtois is the Belgian hero with a save. Cleverly worked free kick by the United States. Bamboozled the Belgian defence, but not Courtois. Here comes Yedlin. Bradley tangling away, fighting away on the edge of that penalty area. And the Belgian defence at the moment is desperate. Here they come again. Yedlin once more. Cameron from that right-hand side. Dempsey won't give up on it. It's back to Bradley. It's out by De Bruyne. It is sensational. Here's Bradley. Green again. Oh, and it was left confidently by Van Baarten, presumably. He had the shot from Courtois behind him. But look at this cleverly taken free kick. Dempsey goes through, but Courtois very quickly out there, smothering the opportunity of an equalising goal. Cameron. Oh dear. That's a sign of unsettled nerves, isn't it? Fellaini with a simple pass, but putting it straight out of play, and he just stalks the touchline, knowing that his side still have a chance here, but there are only 5 minutes to go. Here's Bradley. Has to go back to Howard. Vertonghen was a solid presence there to win the ball for Belgium, and the clip of the ankle on Witsel has given the Belgians a free kick here. Well, again, you wonder how much this is a genuine injury from Witsel. There's a goal again, by the way, just off the outside of his boot by young Julian Green. Company hits it long. It's a foul, but it's by Morales. 4 minutes left to play. Has the energy gone from the United States, or can they lift themselves again for what might be the final 4 minutes of their World Cup? But if they lift themselves high enough, might prolong their stay here in Brazil. Here comes Bradley running onto that, dinks it out wide towards Yedlin. Yedlin into the middle. Here comes Dempsey. Does he? No, he doesn't, because Fellaini can clear it away. Opportunity is knocking. The Belgian door remaining closed, but it's creaking. Here's Green. Jones for glory, but wide by a distance. Wilmots thought he was home and hosed. Klinsmann thought he was going home. Both are just reconsidering that position now. Klinsmann on the touchline, by the way, is furious as to how much time Courtois was taking with that goal kick, but there wasn't a sign from the referee trying to urge him on. Fellaini. Lukaku. Morales. There's a degree of control being enforced here by the Belgians. Morales again, in his desperation to get that ball back, just pushing and shoving against DeMarcus Beasley, and he can complain all he likes. It's a free kick for the United States. 2 minutes left to play. They need it at the other end. Here's Bradley. The Belgians wearily back in position here. Bradley again, so much energy. Green. Cameron. Here's Dempsey. Bradley again. Fellaini's on his tail. One minute and 15 seconds as Bradley puts it in there. Jones wins it. Back it goes. Header away by Van Boyten. And here's Lukaku, who surely will just run it to the corner here, although he's got a couple of teammates in the middle. Lukaku. To finish it, had Morales taken it under control, but he couldn't. But I think he's going to stay there, isn't he? 45 seconds left. Chadley. The United States desperately want this ball back. Chadley, Fellaini. Trying to overwhelm him. Now they do. Beasley. Oh! That could have ended up much more embarrassingly than it did. Wide-eyed. Last chance for the United States. Out it goes for Green. 10 seconds left to play as Green takes it in there. Oh, and Yedlin can't keep it in, and he knows, I think, that that is it. 1 minute of stoppage time to play, but we're into that now, and it's a goal kick which Courtois will take an age with. The referee now, I think, is telling him to get on with it, and you can see what Klinsmann thinks about the time wasting here. Fourth official is getting the wrath of the United States coach. 30 seconds to go of this stoppage time. Free kick for the United States. So this is it. Wilmot's getting all his players back. Everyone's up there now. It's launched large. Fellaini is huge with a header. Here comes De Bruyne, and that is it. The Belgians have survived. When they got their second, it looked as though they were through with ease. But the wonder goal by the wonder kid, Julian Green, giving the United States the platform to launch that breathtaking final 10 minutes or so. But Belgium hang on and have beaten the United States by 2-1 in extra time.